Hi, families. I'm making this recording to show you a little bit more about how to get into Canvas, navigate our Canvas page, and check out our Zoom. There are a few new features, including this video, which will be embedded there as well. Um, so if you already know how to get into Canvas, this is going to be old news for you. And I think most of you do. I've seen that the kids have gotten in, which is super awesome. But they are going to need Canvas from this point forward. You'll notice I'm not sending out the slides every day. So just to show you, because I kind of talked through that process, you get a staff student links because they're students. Get a Canvas PSL. That's where you're going to get all your Canvas and PowerSchool learning. And of course, I go here too because I'm a staff or a student. So your students are going to click here. I'm going to click here too because I'm a teacher. When you want to log in as a parent, and you can do that for those of you who didn't know that. I see many of you are already in as observers in Canvas to see what your child has accessible in Canvas. If you're not sure how to do that, check in with me. But I'm going to click here on Teacher Student Portal because that's what I do and that's what your students will do. And then right here, there are two Canvas. For me, there probably won't be for you. This is the one that you want. It's red. You may have also had to log in to Rapid Identity before this. For the students, they're going to log in using their student number. They may also call that their lunch number and the password 354 capital WSFCS. And that's in several emails that have been sent out. If you're having trouble, again, check in with me, email me, text me. So it may take a minute to load as is happening here, but you'll get your dashboard. Your kid's dashboard will look slightly different than mine because they are not teachers and because they don't have as many courses as I do. They may have additional courses besides this one, but probably not as many as I do. This is what you want. 2021, that's the school year. And see this HR, that means homeroom, third grade. So you click on that. And what comes up here is going to look pretty similar to your child's view, but not exactly. This is my view. So I'm going to click student view so you see exactly what your child sees when they log into Canvas and what you should see when you log into Canvas. So again, it doesn't look very different, does it? There's a lot of information here that should be useful. I've swapped out some things to represent our change over to Zoom. I know we had some confusion this morning and I apologize. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on there. But everything you need should be right here. There's my email address, so you can click that right away and send me an email if you have a question for me. Every Monday through Thursday, we have morning meeting at 8:30. Now, this Friday, we're going to start having lunch from 11 to 12. That probably won't happen every Friday, but it will this Friday. For morning meetings and then all of our synchronous learning, our live learning every day, Monday through Thursday. And for lunch or any conferences or one-on-one work, those will all be on this Zoom link. So this is the link to Zoom, and this is a link to the slide that tells you how to get into Zoom if you're having some trouble there. I'm not going to click on either of those now because I want to show you the rest of this homepage. This is a link to some class expectations. Nothing that's brand new, but it's nice for a refresher if your child's saying, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. That might be helpful. Parent resources, tech support, standards for third grade, lots of things that may be helpful. What about me? Here you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They all have a word link and they all have these images. I could probably stand to resize them, but they're all clicking. And clicking on this and clicking on this are the same. They're both going to take you that day. So if I look here, again, it might load slowly. You can see what we did in class on Tuesday. And it has the whole day's slides. We put these all in the same slideshow. And you can either click the arrows at the bottom or just click on the slide to scroll through. And for most of these more recent slides, you can see there's our Flipgrid and well, I wanted to show you there again is the Zoom. Any read alouds that we do, they can click and watch those again. I've heard some kids say that they enjoyed a story and they listen to it again. Flipgrids, all of our math and so forth. And you can kind of scroll through a day. And then when you get to lunch and recess, you'll notice the colors change. And of course, we have this as the marker. After that is their asynchronous or on their own time learning. And that will almost always be read to self. where if your child has a book that they're reading and enjoying and wants to go away from the screen, I totally applaud that. Go climb a tree and read a book. If they really like getting on Epic, I know that they have an account from last year. They may use that too. And usually that will be in the slides. Go to Epic or read your own book. Science and social studies, we usually try to get something hands-on away from the screen. This day is an interactive Monarch Lab, which of course is not away from the screen. The building system things it can be, and then discovery. Again, we like to try to get them up and active and moving. Kids have asked, well, can I wait until later in the day to do that? Of course you can. These are asynchronous. It needs to be done at your family's convenience. You're going to go back to home. Home will always take you back to that home page. Some of the pages have a little link at the bottom that says take me back home, but you can always just use that one over on the left. So those will have that. The calendar does as well. It's really plain. It's not, there are no bells and whistles. So at first glance, it may appear to be blank. It's not. Every day that we have already been to school, click the link, and it will show you the slides from that day. So that's great if your child has been absent or is having technological difficulties in its early days or is just struggling to really work efficiently because, man, this is all new. So they can go back through and make their work. Flex Fridays are great for that. And again, they can revisit favorite read alouds or activities that they really enjoyed. When you're done there, you can go home. I want to show you a couple more features of the calendar. And then if you don't need any more guidance in Canvas, you can head out. But if you're waiting to see Zoom, that's coming soon. Oh, I wanted to see more features of the calendar and I went home. So whoops, that's on me. Okay. A couple more features of the calendar. This is the entire Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools calendar. You can click and it will take you out just because obviously my computer's getting slowly. I can do that every Friday. There are Flex Friday slides. And that will update with the Flex Friday page. So there'll be several options in there. Lunch Bunch, Zoom link, and this is the official USFCS calendar specifically for August. And you can see there's a link like that every month. It tells you when the last day of the quarter is. It tells you if there's a holiday and there's no school. And I'm going to put in links to kid-friendly information about those holidays, just in case you're interested. Something to learn on our days off. Okay, one more thing to show you on the homepage, and then I'm going to show you how to get into Zoom. Although I'm going to warn you in advance because I am screen recording right now. We're not going to see a recording of myself, so it won't look exactly like Zoom usually looks like it. I'm going to show you this. We're going to be moving into Seesaw soon for some of the work that kids submit. Again, housing everything in Canvas, so you don't have to go to a zillion different links. Please don't worry about trying to get into Seesaw now with your child. We will be working on that later and I'll guide them through it. The way Seesaw generates codes, I can't give you a text code that will be good for more than an hour. So we're going to guide through that together. But I do want you to see this just in case you're trying to get it on multiple devices or something goes wrong and you need help at home. Just scroll down on that main page and there's a QR code for Seesaw and the link to the app and some directions there. But again, to have the code, you'll need that in the moment because those are generated every hour. Okay, so if you don't need any more information from Canvas, you can head out. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any problems, email me, text me. I'm going to click here on Zoom. So again, this is Zoom directions. You saw that in one of the slides. Click here on the link. The link is actually in the directions too. So if you're looking at that, it will show up there. Now, the thing that's tricky about Zoom, and I think this throws off some kids, it certainly threw me off at first, perhaps more than it threw off the kids, I'm not sure. It opens up a lot of dialog boxes, and that can be challenging. You're going to have to give a lot of permissions for that. And you may find that you have multiple windows open. Some students I was actually finding were in as duplicates. They were logging in more than once, I think because they got confused. And I can just boot out that extra from the meeting. No big deal, but it's good for them to practice figuring that out as well, because I could see that being frustrating. They end up with an echo, and that's kind of alarming and confusing for them. But it's really easy to open up to various topics. So, see, here you go. All right. So there's this stuff telling me that I'm the one that's talking. There we go. And I'm going to open up that window a little bit larger. I can start video. And it's not going to show us anything because I'm using my screen recorder. I'm going to hide this though, and so you can see the various features down here. And my features are slightly different because I'm set up as a host because I'm the teacher. So there's a hand raise function that the kids have that I do not. I also have the ability to mute everyone so that they can't unmute, which is great during directions. I know that sounds so mean, like I'm muting everybody, but we actually have some kids with hearing impairments and attention issues, and even background noise from somebody else's computer makes it almost impossible for them to understand what's going on. So it's really important that we keep those mics muted when there are directions or read aloud or something like that. But the kids have the options of reactions. And again, they have a hand raise, and that I can always see, even if they are muted. So I can call on them and unmute them. Clap, thumbs up, heart, laughing, surprised, and it says ta-da, but like a celebration. The kids had fun putting those up with their pictures. They can also, in participants, see, of course, right now I'm the only participant. The kids' names would be listed here, and I can, I can mute them or I can unmute them. There's a yes, no, go slower, go faster. These reacts again, thumbs down, thumbs up, clap. I need a break. I'm away. And so these are all options that the kids have as well, different ways to communicate with each other. And I also have the ability to put them in breakout rooms, which is really fun. That gives them the opportunity to talk with a group of 2 or 3 peers and actually have a conversation with each other, which isn't happening when there's lots on the screen. Those are usually randomly generated, but we're going to try to play around with creating our own on Friday and lunch bunch. So any kids that want to join for that, we'll try to figure out ways to get them in groups of their choosing so they can chat with their friends. So that's my Zoom and I hope that that was helpful in some way. It may look a little bit different on your screen. I'm finding that a lot of these apps look slightly different depending on what your browser looks like, what device you're using. I've heard there's some features in both Zoom and in Canvas don't work well on some platforms or on some particular devices. So if you're finding that something I just showed you doesn't look like that or doesn't work like that or doesn't exist on yours, reach out and we'll do some troubleshooting. Again, it's absolutely a pleasure to work with your kids, and they have been resilient and hardworking. And this has been hard and stressful at times, but man, they're doing great. And I think it's going to be a really wonderful year. Please, please, please let me know if you need anything. I'm here to support you. And I hope that you have a